Welcome. Seasickness and motion sickness are not the same thing. Motion sickness is a component of seasickness. Motion sickness is a product of your primitive brain and your conscious brain disagreeing on exactly which direction is up. And in this one rare case, it's your primitive brain that has it right, and your conscious brain is the one that's messing up the works. Welcome to my primitive brain. Happy brain. My primitive brain. There's a lot of commercial products available for seasickness, drugs like Dramamine. There are acupressure bands called sea bands that go on your wrist. There's prayer, which sounds kind of silly until you are deathly ill with seasickness and can't get off the boat. It may seem like a reasonable alternative. And my favorite is ginger. That's an old school seasickness preventative, and it's found in ginger snaps, which are my favorite boat cookie. Quackery. It's quackery. It's never going to work. And I'm going to make sure of it. Well, let's tread carefully here. If we sidestep the possible placebo effect of these other solutions, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of the placebo effect. I wish I just had a bottle of placebos and could believe that they worked. But I do have one trick that works. The first thing is, it's far easier to prevent seasickness than it is to cure it. Stay away from anyone who is currently seasick. Besides that, there's other things on a boat. If you're fishing, you've got bait, which is stinky and gross. You've got murdered fish. If you're crabbing, you've got crab pots. You've got other people who may be working and exerting themselves or wearing too much perfume. You've got humans to deal with. There are many parts of seasickness, but motion sickness is by far the biggest component. Seasickness hits when your brain becomes confused. It no longer really knows which way is up. And you can solve this problem just by allowing your conscious brain to really see what is up, and that is get your eyeballs out of that boat, off of your device, look at the horizon, look at land, and that will end the confusion, and that will ease your seasickness. Just like picking a properly social bar stool, we can take a note from our realtor friends, and it's location, location, location. When you get on the boat, try to get a low deck, not too high. The higher the deck you go, the more the motion of the ocean is exaggerated. But still, you need that view. You still need to be looking out at the horizon or at land. It might also help to bundle up and get outside, get into that fresh air, and look at land. I've spent over 70 nights at sea. I had a sailing sloop of my own, so I've been sailing hundreds of times. And also, I was a scuba instructor in the Caribbean, and I was on the boat every day watching other people get seasick, probably 500 days of that. And I personally have never been seasick. I volunteered to make the meal one time while we were underway, and it was rough down in the galley. And I started feeling a little bit queasy, but I looked out. I had just a little porthole this big. I'd keep looking out the porthole, going upstairs, getting some fresh air up on deck, and I never got sick. So, good luck. And thank you for joining. Please subscribe. Comments are golden. I want to hear from people who've been seasick, people who have cured their seasickness with some of these other devices, or even with this mental device. And please subscribe. Thank you. That's my primitive brain.